Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, check. 1, 2. Looks like everything is up and running tonight. How is everybody tonight? Looks like people are starting. Hey, there's Picard and Ice Wizards. How you guys doing? See people starting to trickle in right now. Welcome to Wednesday night stream of Sprite Castle. Of course, Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central is the official time for Sprite Castle, and in this time slot we always play Commodore 64 games. Now you may see other streams hop up throughout the week, and sometimes we play old DOS games, and sometimes we play I've played a couple Apple II games, I think, but hello Mr. Curtis B. But Wednesday nights are reserved for the Commodore 64 because, if you don't know, I do a podcast called Sprite Castle, which is all about Commodore 64 games, and so that's what we're doing here is we're usually playing either a game I have already reviewed or a game I'm about to review. And tonight's tonight's stream will be fun because this is the game I'm going to be reviewing tomorrow. So you're getting a sneak peek of what tomorrow night's podcast will be. Have I played Danger Ranger on the Commodore 64? I know I've played Rick Dangerous. That's not the same game. Let me look here. Is it new or is it old? It sounds familiar, but gosh, there's a lot that sound familiar. Danger Ranger. I'm looking at it here now. Of course, there's Airport Ranger. Danger Ranger. Yes, I've played this. I've definitely played this. I'm looking at the screenshot of it now. I have not played it on the podcast or anything like that, but I have definitely played this, yeah, on the Commodore 64. It's been a long time. I don't think I've played it in the past 10 years or anything like that, but I'm looking at the screenshots of it. Yep, that is definitely one that I played. Is it one that you like? Is it I don't know if has it been ported to other things, Curtis, or hello, Mr. Aaron, if that is your real name. Hello, Mr. Amigos Retro Gaming, if that is your real name. I'm looking up, we were just talking about Danger Ranger. I'm looking it up here on Moby Games, Atari 8-bit, Commodore 64, the Dragon, and of course the Coco. How did I not guess that? Yeah, that's maybe one we have to dive back into and take a look at. But tonight is all Paradroid all the time. Paradroid is you'll find out here we go. Let's get this going. I think there's some cracking the screen here, yes. Some sweet, this is a later crack, it looks like. This is, Remember, yeah, Jack Alien. I say later crack, 1997. Now, that seems old. No, I did not want to speed up the game. The game is fast enough as it is. We'll do high scores, and then we'll just load high score, I guess. Whatever we can do to get past that. Here we go. Andrew Braybrook. If you are not familiar with the name, Andrew Braybrook was responsible for a couple of the pretty heavy hitters on the Commodore 64, including Uridium and this game. And it's a good thing my joystick's all tangled up before I get started here. It's wrapped around a phone, an adapter, and a steak sandwich. As we go through, let's take a look here and make sure my joystick's all set up here. Let me see. So I guess if I click just Alt or something like that, yeah, I can pause it. So I'm going to run through as we start going through the game, as we see things for the first time. I will be pausing the game to explain things. And Paradroid is, gosh, I don't even know. I should have looked this up. I think 86. That sounds about right. Somewhere in there. Again, Andrew Braybrook coded this, and it was published by Houston. Gosh, I should do more research before I do the stream. Now, of course, all the research is happening right now for tomorrow's episode of Sprite Castle. But the goal of Paradroid is that you have been summoned to. Basically, you will find that there's a giant space freighter, and it has been taken over by enemy robots. And so our job is to eliminate all the robots. There are 20 floors of each freighter, and there are multiple freighters. So it's not an easy game to beat. Now, the game takes place on two main different screens, if you count the elevator screen, which is not really part of a game. It's not a third of the game. But you will see when we look at the side, we'll get a side view of the ship. If you've ever been on a cruise and seen the cutaway side section, it looks exactly like this. So you'll see that. We'll be able to use elevators to move up and down. Yes. The main part of the game is a top-down view, and we will be moving around, and we'll see different robots or droids, because this is Paradroid. The name came from, it was a smushed together word of paranoid and droid, and that's where the name came from, was Paradroid. And then the third part is a mini game that you will be doing over and over throughout the game, and the better you are at the mini game is the better, you have to master it. It is a part of the game, and that is the battles, the circuit battles that will be taking place as we try to hop from one droid to another. So as the game starts, you'll see our droid that we're starting with. Each droid, I'm explaining a little bit up front here, each droid has a 3-digit number, and the strongest robot or android on the ship is a 999. We start as 001. And our robot looks just like a helmet. And so if you can imagine, as we go through this game, we are helmet hopping from one droid to another. But you can only stay on a droid for so long, and it'll become unstable. And when it blows up, then you will become unstable, and you only have a few seconds to transfer somewhere else. Or you'll blow up too. And then the game is over. So all this will make sense once we get started here. So let's make sure we've got some desktop audio going here. I think I could probably turn that up just a little bit. There we go. Not sure it doesn't. All right. So that's us. And we are the 001. We are again looking down. You'll hear some background noises there of the systems going around. Now, I don't know what level of the ship we're on. Now, you can only see robots or androids that are in your direct line of sight. See how that guy disappears? But as we get closer there. So, if we want to hop on top of him, we're going to jump right into the minigame. I'm going to hold down the button, go into transfer mode. And now it says that's me, 001, and we're going to try to transfer into a 296. Now I'm going to pause it the minute the minigame comes up and explain to you the screen that we're seeing. To win this game, as you can see in the middle of the screen, and I don't know why it's yellow, it should be black at the top, but on the left is us, 001. On the right is the 296, the guy that we're trying to take over. Before the minigame starts, we can switch sides. So At the very top of the screen, you see the number 95. It's counting down. Of course, I paused it. It's counting down from 100 to 0. And then when it gets to 0, it's going to start either way. So you have to have picked one side or the other side before it gets to 0. Now, the goal of the minigame here is to turn more of the circuits in the middle your color than your opponent. So there are 12 boxes that run up down the middle there. You can see yellow, purple, yellow, purple, yellow, purple. There are 12 of them. This is there's a couple of different ports on the ZX version is not the exact same game. It is a similar game, and it was made by his partner. It's more of a 3D view where you're going through cities and stuff, but it does have the same mini game portion in it. Now, as we look down, and of course, like I said, during actual gameplay, we would only have about 5 seconds to choose which side that we want. If you look at the left-hand side, which is the yellow side, starting down there at the top, the very first one there, I wish you could see my mouse pointer, and there's probably a way to do this, but I don't want to screw up my OBS, so I'm just going to leave it without. Hold on, let's just see what I can do here. Window, because it'd make more sense. Oh no, well that just clicked off my game. Capture cursor. Okay, let's go back over and pause it. Can you see? Yeah, now you can see my mouse. Okay, so we've got the 12 things here up and down the middle. Now, if we start looking briefly, and like I said, you just have a split second to judge which side you want. This one here is a dead end. So, okay, we have like 3 power things that we can use. You start with 1 at the top. It doesn't show, and then we've got 2 more here. So we're going to place these things very rapidly on which sides of these we want to apply yellow electricity to, for lack of a better term. Now you can see this guy, the 296 on the other side, his number is much higher, and he has many more things to use than I have. So we are at a disadvantage, okay? So if we look at the yellow side, if we put one here, it hits a dead end. It doesn't even get here. So that one's not going to do us any good. If we look at this one here, it's also a dead end. And if we look at this one here, you would have to apply 2, one here and one here, because they join up and would come over here to turn this one yellow. Now, it just turns out that this one's already yellow. Now, this right here is like a magnifier, whatever you want to call it. Once you hit this one, this will constantly keep shooting yellow towards this. Now, these right here, when we put the yellow one here, this little purple box turns it to purple. So this is actually helping our opponent. So we don't want to put one there or there. Now this would be a good one because you could see his side doesn't connect to this one. So that would be a good one. Here's another yellow power one here, and then a couple more that are just regular. Now glancing at the other side, and again, you have about 5 seconds to do this. The purple side is more traditional. These are all just straight connections. This is a dead end. This is a 2-for-1. I call these 2-fers. This is a yellow one and all this. So I think we're going to have a better advantage on the yellow side, which is good because the minute that I click Alt, it's going to start. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to move these down. I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put one there. Okay, now we're both out. Now you can see it's counting down, right? And I paused it again. So when it gets to 0, what's going to happen is we took over his body, and now you can see we are the 296. So we're now a helmet on top of that guy. And if you want to see what he looks like, we'll look for a computer terminal. This has a whole bunch of things built into it that aren't necessary to the game. The computer terminals are a really cool thing. There's a terminal right over here. Oh, here comes a guy. Now he's a 249. Now I have 2 options. I could hop onto his head, just like what we did, right? Or I can also shoot him. And now there's a 302 who I saw. 302s are really fast. for the most part, the higher your number is, the more power your attacks have. You see how this door opened here, so we'll go over here. So this is all, you know, just one part of one level. Sometimes the levels are split up. Oh, got them both. Now again, the lower the number is, the more stable the robots or the androids are. So when we get into the higher levels, this circle right here is the elevator system, and we're going to access that in just a minute. But if I can get over... Oh. You can also fight these guys by bumping into them. It's not really the way I like to play, but again, we can't stay in this one. Now, this is a healing thing over here. Now, I haven't been damaged yet, but I could go sit on that, and it will heal you in exchange for points. Gosh, where's one of the computer terminals? I can't find them. They're usually all over the place, so if we can't find one, we'll just move on. Hear that cool sound in the background? Now, once we get everybody dead on the level, it turns colors like that. I figured that was the best guy. Now, here's a computer terminal. Now, this is, it says, okay, access granted. And we could go here and, so this is the ship Paradroid, and we click on this, and this will show us who we are. That's a 296. You can always see all the robots below you, yourself and below. This will tell you, so this is a servant droid. It has drive track. None of this matters. None of this applies to the game at all. It's just fun stuff. Oh, entry, no sensors, spectral, and then notes. This robot is used for serving drinks. A tray is mounted on the head, built by Orchid and Marsden Enterprises. But again, this has nothing to do with the game at all. It's just fun. So we could go down through the list. We could see everybody below us. There's the 001. This is the 123, 139, 247, and 249. These are two different servant robots. All these are. And then, of course, this is us. Now we can look at the deck, and this will show us the map, and this will show us where the elevators are. Those green circles are elevators, or not necessarily green, but so this is an elevator. This is an elevator. We can see where the computer terminals are, and then we can see where the healing things are. So what we've got to do is go back over here, go down, and then back around to this to get to an elevator. And so that is what we shall do. So again, now that the screen has turned dark gray, that means that all the enemies from this, this level have been completed. Now, I'm usually not too picky about what joysticks I use. I mean, I have the joysticks I like. Everybody has joysticks. Let's go down this elevator. Now, there's different elevators because they're going to connect to different parts of the ship. So this immediately turns to a sideways view. We are now looking at a cutaway side view of the ship. That level has four or five elevators. So you can see here's the middle elevator, and this is the one we just hopped on. There's other elevators like this one. You'd have to get on this one if you want to go further down. There's a little tiny part, looks like part of a cockpit or something, so we would have to go over and get up. There may be a robot hiding here at some point, but we know that this whole level right here that we're on is all done because we've turned it gray. So what we're going to do is just go up a level and hop off the elevator. And now, oh, that guy is shooting at me like a madman. So you know what? Catch him. Okay. This is going to be a big jump. This is a 296 to a 615. I'm not going to pause it. I'm immediately looking. I see the yellow, some twofers. The yellow looks pretty good. I'm going with the yellow. Oh, that yellow twofer's got a purple. Oh boy, that's a dead end actually. Let's put one there. Put one there. and purple 1, which is not me. So my ship has just, my droid has exploded, and now I'm back to an 001, which is literally terrible, and now I'm dead. I only took 1 shot as an 001. Transmission terminated, and that was the end of Paradroid. With a score of 805. Not very good. So the mistake that I made is that I went to a higher level where there were robots that I was not ready to handle yet. All right, let's see where we're at here. Oh, starting with a guy shooting me right off the bat. Come on. So the button, as we all know, if you're a fan of Commodore, of any kind of Commodore, okay, yellow looks okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this purple one, and then I'm going to hit this double one, and then I'm going to hit that double one. Boom! Yellow for the win. Take that, 476. Shoot me in the first 5 seconds. Now, sometimes you can fool other robots. Let's see what we got here. Just for gameplay's sake. Maintenance robot. He's an aggressive guy for a maintenance robot. Again, we can look at 423. We can look at all the guys. I always like that little guy. I always thought these would be fun icons for a forum or something like that. A lot of times when I play games, I look at the yeah. Dang it. Boy, he's an aggressive dude. So sometimes it's easier to take him over than it is to shoot him. So we'll just hop on this guy's head. All right, what do we got? That looks bad. This purple looks pretty good. So now I've switched over to the purple side. There's 2 purples. There's a purple. There's a purple. He's turning things back yellow. Go up 1. Okay, so it's a tie. It's a push. So now we get to do it again. It's going to reset, give us another board. That's the push sound. The purple. Oh, the purple looks way better. So I can do those 2 as purple. Oops, I can do those 2 as purple. I can do that as purple. Purple. Now, we got a push on that bottom thing there because we both have energizers. So it's a tie. All right, number 3. Yellow actually looks better this time. So I'm going to wait on that 2 one down there. And hope that he turns some of those purple. Look at this. It's too easy. Taking candy from an android. Alright, so now we're the 493. Now sometimes, like I said, sometimes you can cruise around and people won't bother you. See, like that guy? Until you shoot one of them, then they figure out that you're a bad guy. Ah. It's funny that the 421 just kind of goes around slow and peacefully. Which is funny because this would have been made long before 420 was a reference to anything. Oh, there we go. Cleared this level. So now, okay, so this is, notice, we'll watch my score. It's at 1300. If we sit here for a second, I must not need any healing. All right, that's cool. Ooh. The problem when it turns all dark gray is sometimes it's hard to see the doors. When I was a kid and first learning how to play this, I did not know anything about the terminals. And so I rarely used them. And so I would just wander around looking for where the elevators were. Okay, there's 1, 2 rooms over at the top, it looks like. Is that an elevator? Yeah, that's got to be an elevator. All right, 1. Oh, no, that's not an elevator. Well, that's an alert box. Now that will tell you what the alert status on the floor is. And I believe that ties into, among other things, how hostile the robots are. There's the elevator, but it's on the other side of that wall. Let's go over there. There we go. All right, well, let's see where we are on the ship here. All right, we'll go down one here. I wish that this turned to color so that we would know. Oh boy. I might get out of dodge here. Let's try something else. Good Lord. Those guys do have good lightning bolts. I'm going to grab one of those tops. Where are you at? I know you're in there. Alright. We're getting ready to find somebody to transfer into. No, we're gonna go play somewhere else. Whoa, this is a big level. Now this is a cool area. Well, these are little guys to pick on. Oh, now see I'm flashing? I'm unstable and I'm about to die because I took too much damage there. So now this is an unfortunate moment. So I'm purple. So I've got the advantage over this guy, and he shouldn't be too hard to beat. But the problem is that so I stopped from dying because I was about to die when I got unstable like that. But now I've hopped down a robot series. 247 to 834. This is a pretty big jump. And this is not likely to happen to work out in my favor, but let's go purple. Do it for Prince. So anyway, what I was going to say earlier is, oh no, I wasted it one. Yeah. I'm in trouble. Now I got to immediately run from this guy because he's still going to be standing there. Yeah, I'm not in good shape here. If I don't win this one, I'm dead anyway. If you're a 0-1 and you lose your battle, then you're dead. Purple, there's not many things to do. We're going yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow. All right. Oh. Yeah, but look, he's still plugging away. Yeah, we both got energized. Oh, I got it! My energizer was better. Look at that. 751. Yeah, now it's like you just got a tuxedo. Like you're just strolling around town, as Aaron would say, any new duds. I say duds all the time, too. See, that guy's all... Look at that. Now I'm just like, the boys are back in town. Oh, so that guy recognized me. Stop. Stop shooting me. Please. Oh, no! I was trying to transfer to that other guy. When you're in transfer mode, you're very easily damaged. You may have noticed that. Let's see here. Oh, 1685. Clear the freighter of robots by destroying them with twin lasers or by transferring onto them. Control the joystick only as follows. It talks about how you do the joystick. So, if you, of course, like I said, if you're familiar with Commodore computers, you know that for some reason they have this undying loyalty to DB9 joysticks. And DB9 joysticks, you know, basically mean... Okay, so what I'm going to do, I kind of want to wait for him to turn like these doubles, and then I could kind of get the jump on him. No, I kind of didn't get the jump on him. That was a quick round. It's very unforgiving when you're, I mean, the thing is you're always, oh, I got to put my initials in because it was the lowest score of the day. 0, 0, 0. There's a little sense of humor there. So you're always 2 battles away from death. Because no matter who you are, no matter what robot you are, if you lose to another robot, you go to 001. And if you lose as a 001, then the game is over. So, purple looks pretty good here. We'll do that. We'll do that. And that. I don't have enough to win. Just a couple quick games in a row. So, because, you know, Commodore uses a standard DB9 joystick, we only have 1 button. So, by pressing the button while we're standing still and holding it down, that gets us into transfer mode, and then tapping it while we're moving gets us to shoot. If you just tap it while you're standing still, you immediately go into transfer mode. So, and then, what do we got here? A couple of yellow splitters, but purple's got, I'm going to go purple because we've got this, splitter here. We've got that one, and then we've got another Energizer one, if I can hit it. All right, let's see if we can turn this purple. There we go. Let's get a little start here. Now again, like I mentioned, we're going to the access panels and looking at the robot, the pictures and stuff like that. And oh, it's a security droid. Oh, it's a this, it's that. That's all fun to look at. It has no bearing on the game whatsoever. But you can tell that an awful lot of work went into it, you know. So it's kind of neat to look through those things. And as a kid, you know, a lot of games, a lot of 8-bit games rely on imagination, you know. So, I mean, are we, you know, in my head, I can see that little robot that was rolling around, you know, the little servant droid or whatever. But in reality, I'm piloting a circle that says 302 in the middle, you know. Now I'll show you the other way that you can battle these. Yeah, of course. You can bounce into these guys a million times, and actually, you're doing damage to them. But it's a ridiculous way to play the game, and I do not recommend it. That's a better way to play the game. Yeah, you know, the TRS-80, the original, you know, the well, I say the original, the Model 3, that's the one that I started with, you know. Your options were, I mean, all the games that I well, not entirely true, because there were a few games that used pixels, and I used to joke that the resolution, you know, the pixels were the size of my fist. They weren't quite that big, but they were not, you know, the finer pixels that we got soon in other computers. But a lot of the games I played, you know, the graphics were ASCII. You know, there was a racing game I used to play where the race car, I think, was made with a letter I with 8s on the other side, you know. That was your race car. The 8s were the 2 wheels on each side. So that was... oh, now look, this is that little elevator that goes into that little tiny room. And look, see, there's one guy hiding here. So as you're playing the game, you would have to... So we're going to get off that elevator and go over to this elevator. So we'll go up here. Or you had text adventures, you know, and text adventures, in a way, had unlimited graphics, because you would read you know, it would say, oh, there's a giant castle on the hill. And you would imagine what that looked like, you know, and that was way more powerful than the graphic, you know, the graphic quality or capabilities, you know, of the old TRS-80 Model 3. So, yeah, you know, in these early games, imagination, you know, being able to supplement that in a lot of ways, and I think this is kind of not kind of, it is the downside to piracy, especially on these early games, was there was so much information in the manual. You know, I mean, the backstory helped plant that story in your mind. You know, and you know, saying that, well, you're on a spaceship. Well, excuse me. I mean, if you didn't know that, if you're just playing this, would you know we were on a spaceship? I don't know, maybe. Or like I said, there's little graphics that show you what the. Oh, now I'm in trouble. I really don't want to transfer into that dude because he's such a low number, but I am in bad trouble. So we're going to hop here. We're going to transfer to the first person I see. And hopefully I see some... Oh, this is the level I was just on. But I'm in trouble. Oh. Jeez Louise. Hurry, hurry, hurry. No, not the elevator, dummy. Now, I was trying to get that other robot. Well, yellow looks pretty bad and purple looks pretty good, so we'll take our chances here. 1, 2. Uh-oh, wall of text out of the corner of my eye. A lot of the background stories in the manuals because programmers... Oh, I got a push here. Hang on. Right, yeah, exactly. So, you know, it was... space was an issue. Boy, this purple one doesn't look great, but neither does the other side. Turn those two purple. I want to talk about this joystick here in a minute, too. Oh, look at that! 493 going down. You got taken by an 001. So yeah, you know, later on, yeah, you could put all that information in the game, but before you could do that, you know, words were a lot easier. It was easier to write words than it was to, oh, now see, I just took damage. Now let's go. I think this is, yeah, now see, it just healed me up, but it took 10 off my score, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's not a huge scoring game anyway. Okay, that's the lightning guy. Uh-oh. I'm going to go heal again. Watch that. So watch my score. Oh, let's blow this dude up. Knock, knock. Apple Core. Baltimore. All right. Knock, knock. Who's there? Yo, what's nightmare? Am I healed now? Yeah, I'm all healed up. So those, like I said, you can exchange basically. Boop. Come try that to my face. Oh, it went the other way. Come on down here. Come over here. I want to show you something. Oh. Got him. Did you see that? That's how old Jack Flack works right there. I do not want that 420 guy. He is slow Mama Joe. And I need fast, fast. So anyway, one of the things I wanted to say about the joystick, of course, I'm using an old Epix 500XJ, and if you're familiar with joysticks, you know, this is kind of an iconic one, but it does have switches inside, right? And so micro switches, and On this game, as you can see on the part of the game where you're having to do the circuit board minigame, it is crucial that you can stop and land on the lines you need and that you can just kind of, flick the stick and get it to drop down one. I've played this game on some emulators. I've played, on other systems, not other systems, but, different joysticks and things like that. And if your joystick is loose or it's just not accurate, this game's impossible. Don't even try it. So, if you do want to play Paradroid, you gotta have a good, accurate joystick. There are 3 versions, I'll just go ahead and say this, of Paradroid on the Commodore 64. There is Paradroid, and then there's Parad. Of course it is the best joystick. I've got, have I ever shown you? Well, they're on a shelf that I don't know that I can reach. But I went on a forum one time, and a guy was selling 4 of these, brand new in the box. And he was selling 4 craft joysticks, which I may have one right here. No, I had it hooked up to my other system. But you know what the craft one looks like. It's kind of a square kind of base, and it has a real thin joystick. And that was the other joystick I had for my 64 when I was growing up. And the guy was selling 4 of those new in the box and the 4 Epix joysticks new in the box. And he said $10 each, and I said, I'll take them all. And I kind of think now that I'm a little, this is probably 10 years ago. I've opened 2 of the Epix joysticks, and 2 of them are still new, or, unopened in the boxes. And I only opened 1 of the craft joysticks, the other 3 are in the boxes. And I kind of feel like now that I'm older, I wouldn't have bought them all. I would have only bought maybe like 2 of each and let someone else get the other 2. But 30-year-old Jack Flack was not that way, and he bought them all. And so, sorry, everybody, if you wanted one. Oh, who's shooting me? Oh no! Oh, no! Well, that's karma. The last thing I heard was, you got all the joysticks? It just blew me out of the water. That gave me into quickly. So that's what I'm talking about with Paradroid is... Yeah, I love the craft. I actually have, out in the garage, I probably have 100 joysticks. I think purple looks better here because we've got this one. So again, just being able to accurately jump and hit the ones that you need is important. It's more than important. It's necessary for playing this game. Essential is the word I was looking for. That had rolled away from me. Hey, what's up, man? You see anything weird around here? No, me neither. Oh, did you see? Hey, what are you doing, Bill? Bill, I thought we were going to the break room. Oh, well, one of us is. And you going down. Yep, that's exactly right. So, in fact, so Curtis was just saying that the Tandy 1000 and Coco's used a rebranded version of the craft joystick. So that is, I believe, where I first saw them. I think I first saw the craft joystick or craft style joystick. Well, actually, I first saw it. No, okay, yeah. We had them in my parents' computer store. So I was in 7th grade, so like 85, 86. And we had them for the Apple II and the PC. And there's so many Apple joysticks and IBM joysticks that had 2 buttons, and I would look at them and go, how are you supposed to use those 2 buttons? Like it made no sense. Like if you had one on each side and you would go, well, how are you supposed to do that? Like I only got 2 thumbs, And so anyway, is there more guys? There's got to be more guys. We haven't cleared it yet. Alright, dum-dum. Yeah, one other trick on this game I'll mention real quick is that when droids or robots are in other rooms, you can't see them, but you can see the doors opening, sliding open and closed. So if you ever see doors opening, doors only open when somebody approaches them. That's the only way that a door will open. So that's a good way to tell that there's another robot somewhere else. There we go. We've cleared this level. So yeah, I think my parents had the Apple II ones for sale in their store. And I think that might have been where I first saw it. And then my buddy had a Tandy, and he had that same joystick. Now, there's one level I keep showing up on that I get blown away real quick. I'm gonna be a little more careful. It's almost like these guys don't want me here. Oh, these are little guys. I mean, I say little guys, they're bigger than me. But I'm gonna take one. I love that little robot. Let's see. Yellow doesn't look great. Purple looks better. We're going to be purple. I'm going to hit this double. I'm going to hit this purple with the Energizer, and then I'm going to hit this purple one down here. And I'll hit, gosh, I got a lot of, look at that. That's called smeared, baby. Take that, 329. It's hard to talk trash to robots that are numbers. Take that, 302. Oh, took some damage there. You don't want to be touching them when they blow up. Those 302s are fast, man. Like that. Like I just said, don't do that. Now, I really don't want that 1, 2, 3. And that 420 guys, like I said, they're just so slow, but it would be a step up from what I have. I'm not desperate yet. Again, the higher the number, as we get into like the 700s and 800s, we'll go do those. We'll go find some of those guys here in a minute because they're fun. Although they're fun to blow me out of the water, which is what they've been doing. Nobody here. Nobody here but us woodpeckers. Now this one I got blown away real quick. Oh. All right. Let's see what you got here. 834, if that is your real name. Security droid. Yellow looks like the advantage here. So I'm going to hit this one because there's nothing on the other side of it. I'm going to hit that one, and then we're going to go for the doubles. And this one down here at the bottom. Now this guy is pretty bad. 834 as security droids. But I don't think that the other robots... I don't know what he was doing on it. Look at that. I don't know what he's doing on this level because it looks like lower robots are around here. Oh, he's not fooled at all. He's not fooled by me. Was there a healing thing up here? No. I wish there were. This guy's pretty bad. But like I said, the higher the number, the less stable they are. That was a drive-by. Did you see that? He just came flying through, shot me in the face. I know you're in here somewhere. Where'd you go? It's almost like a, in a way, it's almost like a horror game, you know. Not quite the same setting, but you know. Oh, look, there we go. 834. Another security droid. Man, these security droids are aggressive. Oh, I picked that side. I didn't mean to. Whoops. All right, let's see what we got. Oh no, I just helped him out. Oh, let's get these yellow ones here at the bottom. I'm in trouble. Oh no, I got dookied on. I had a lot of things to use too. Alright, we're going to give it one more go here. Yeah, I always say one more go. I might give it a couple more goes, but... well, hello. It's kind of like I kind of take the kamikaze approach in the beginning. I just, you know, grab a dude and I'm like, all right, well, let's see how that turns out. There we go. You won't last long as a 001 helmet, I can tell you that. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right. Let's just go find some trouble. Speaking of trouble, I just finished listening earlier to Growing Up in the 80s podcast, which is hosted by Darren Folds, who is one of my Patreon supporters, and Robin Harbron, who you might know from 8-Bit Show and Tell. And they talk about their time growing up in Canada and growing up in the 80s. And it's a fun show. Ooh, let's go up here in the cockpit and see if anybody's hiding up here. There are some people. These are good numbers, too. 571. Look at that dude. Hello. Yellow is the way to go here. We'll do that. We'll, oh, I got snowblind there for a minute. We'll get that. We'll get that. Did I run it? Oh, I had two. But this month's Growing Up in the 80s was all about board games. And so they were talking about that. And yeah, well, I think we're all still trying to transfer into adulthood. My wife was saying earlier, she's like, hey, I'm going to go do some stuff. You want to go? I'm like, no, I got to go play video games online. I'll be back, though. But I always, after I listen to Growing Up 80s, I think purple's the way to go here. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit this purple one. I'm going to save this double for the end. There we go. It's all about priorities. And it's all about listening to your significant other and letting them know what those priorities are. Sometimes I'm not too good at figuring out what they are. All right. Now there's some, if I remember right, yeah. Come on, transfer. Hide. Okay, here we go. Oh, I mean, I am bad trouble. Oh, 999! Oh my God! This is the head guy. This is Paradroid. I don't know that I've ever become a 999 before. Boy, neither looks good. Purple looks less bad than the yellow looks. But I mean, he's just got things for days. So let's just apply as many as we can. Is somebody recording this? Wait, it's me. I'm recording it. 999. Now, unfortunately, you know, like I said earlier, 999. Look at me. This guy won't be as stable. He won't be stable for very long, and he'll start flashing. But I'd like to get him healed up here in a minute. Oh, no thank you, sir. Of course, you can't find it. Oh, you know what we can do? Let's look at the bridge. There's us. And there's nowhere to get healed on this level. But there's those green things. Where's the elevator out of here? Oh, is that L? I think so. Okay. Let's get out of dodge here. Oh, now this guy's using smart bombs. His attack is not lasers. That guy just has bombs. Get away from me. No way I'm going to a 302. But I would hop down. See, now I'm flashing. I gotta find somebody. Oh, that was pretty cool, though. That was pretty cool, taking the old 999. I used to think as a kid that would win the game. But, as you just saw, it does not. Alright, we'll do one more here. So, there have been several polls that I believe Retro Gamer magazine, I hate to quote this because I might be wrong, but I believe it was Retro Gaming and Retro Gamer magazine had a poll. Yes, they are. Yes, they are UK. They took a poll of the best Commodore 64 games of all time, and Paradroid won first place. They were voted the best. Oh, that was stupid because he's got the generator or the power boost thing there. This was voted as the best Commodore 64 game. Number one, it came out. There's so many people that played this game. And again, you know, Braybrook, he did Gribbly's Day Out. He did Paradroid. He did Uridium. He may have done one or two other games, but I mean, everything he did, everything the guy did was gold. He was just had that touch for games, you know. All right, this will give us a little start here. It has not just great sound effects, it has that great background sound. Again, I don't know how well it comes through, but it's that kind of, you know, it's just that kind of atmosphere. You could tell you're on this ship, you know. Shoot at me, will ya? He will. Boy, neither looks great. I'm gonna go yellow. We'll do that. We'll go here. Put the boosted one. Yep. That's good enough. So while I'm playing what's probably, I don't know, we'll get close to the end, but what are you doing? You want some? I'll hop on your head. There were multiple releases of this game. That one on the left looks too complicated for my brain, so I'm just going to go with this one. There's about 3 here in a row. Look at that. Smear. This was released, it was re-released like a year later as, I think it's called Paradroid Redux or something like that. And it's faster. It's the same game, but it's faster. And then they re-released, Houston re-released a double package that had this and Uridium. And it has that faster version, but with a different, slightly different updated graphics as well. So there are 3 different versions, but this is the classic version and the one that most people are familiar with. No, guess we're all good. There is a port, a direct port. I think it's called Paradroid 90. But there is a port on the Amiga. Come on. Battledroid. Uh-oh, don't tell George Lucas. We're gonna do purple. And we're going to hit this. Let's just start lining these up. These guys here at the bottom look pretty good. Oh no. Oh no. Well. Yeah, that was a bad one. This seems unlikely to happen. This is kind of a kamikaze mission. Ah, boy. Alright, we're going to stay yellow. We're going to do this. We're going to do this double one. And we're going to hit that. Oh, that was a stupid one to pick. Oh, it's a tie. Bonsai! Try again. What do we got? Purple's got a bunch of dead ends and weird stuff. I don't know, that purple, I like that double. All right, I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit the double. And I'm going to hit what? There's nothing else to hit. But it's another push. This is like the guy that covers his face and just swinging with one hand and somehow doesn't get knocked out in the first round. Yellow seems to be the way to go. I don't know, there's just not many options here. We'll do that. That one's got a... It's juiced. We'll hit that. I don't know. That? No, not enough. Not enough, my friends. It's a cool static effect, too. Like, I think that's something we take for granted now, that it's easy to do, but I think back in the day that was a harder effect to pull off. But there is a direct port for the Amiga, and then around the time I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's around the time that all the people that grew up playing Paradroid started learning how to program, like in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. There's a bunch of unofficial ports of this. There's a port on, let's see, PC ports. There's a bunch of different PC versions. There's a iOS version that came out. There's a lot of different ones. Again, I'll put all the details in tomorrow's episode of Sprite Castle. And then, oh yeah, I think we're going to stick over here. I think we'll hit the double. We'll hit the bottom one. And we'll hit the top one. There we go. And then I think the game has seen a little bit of resurgence because it's one of the games that's included on the built-in carousel on the C64, the C64 Mini and Maxi. It's one of the 64 built-in games. And so, a lot of people that... the only thing is, I don't know. It's really kind of amazing that my friends and I figured out how to play this, being the little grubby pirates that we were. Like, we never had instructions, or maybe somebody showed me how to play it sometime. I don't know, but it seems kind of complicated to figure out without any instructions. And maybe we did. I don't know. I just don't like to give ourselves that much credit. I don't think we were that smart. Oh, hello. You better rethink that, pal. We're going purple. That doesn't go anywhere. Yep. Do you like them apples? Purple! I need a yellow, like purple's Team Prince. What could yellow be? Striper. Team Striper or Team Prince. Oh. Hey, what are you doing there, Larry? Why are you shooting everybody? But yeah, so I'd like to think that on the through those the C64 and the Mini and the Maxi, as a lot of people call it, that more people are getting exposed to Paradroid. No, we okay? I know you're in there. Sometimes it's just easier. Boy, here's two bad setups. We'll stay yellow. Wow, that's aggressive, sir. Sir. Boom. Team Striper. I know one Striper song. To hell with the devil. I think everybody knows that Striper song. Sorry about your head, droid. The odds of surviving this game are 3,720 to 1. Why would I mess that up? You know what? Never tell me the odds. Well, that purple looks like a mess. Let's stay over here with the yellow. Boop, boop. Hate to do the doubles. There's not much other stuff to do except for that one. It's a push. Push it real good. There's two doubles on that side and two non-doubles on that, two splitters. All too easy. Yo, 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 baby, huh? Yeah, you come here, give me a kiss. Better make it fast or else I'm gonna get pissed. This is the only stream in which people play Paradroid and sing Salt and Pepper songs. One of my favorite opening Salt and Pepper lines. Salt and Pepper's back. We're here to out-rap you, so get out my face before I smack you. You know what? Some funny story. I quote this sometimes about growing up. You know, I grew up. I listened to a lot of 80s rap. You know, when I say that rap was kind of fun and less dangerous, and one of my favorite comparisons is in, I believe it's the same year. They could be a year apart, but I think it's the same year. You have LL Cool J's "I'm Bad," and this is his posturing song about how tough he is. And there's two lines in that song that I always think of. One is LL Cool J says, "I'm the pinnacle. That means I reign supreme, and I'm notorious. I'll crush you like a jelly bean." So that's how tough LL Cool J is. He will crush you like a jelly bean. And towards the end of the song, he says, "I'm the baddest. I'm taking out all rookies. So forget Oreos, eat Cool J cookies." So those are the things. Like, I want you to think of a man who's trying to intimidate you, that would, possibly, maybe be waiting outside your work or your home to beat you up. And he would just be like, "Yo, man, I'm about to crush you like a jelly bean." That was the era of rap that I liked. I talked about the Fat Boys. I talked about, LL Cool J and Cool Mo D and just all the Run DMC. I was a huge Run DMC fan. I mean, I had my different worlds. I had my heavy metal friends, and then I had my rap friends, and then I had my alternative music friends, and none of those friends ever got together. It was all separate little groups. But it was funny that it was like rap one day was, he was going to turn somebody into Cool J cookies. And then the next rap album I heard of, it was kind of a 1-2 thing. One was, by the way, I switched over to purple for this one, but it does not seem to be a good choice. No. around that same time of that LL Cool J album. God, yellow's a mess. Purple's a mess. We'll go on purple. Right after that, I got the first Two Live Crew album. Another push. 2 pushes in a row. Push it real good. And of course, that was an eye-opening experience. Getting my first. I don't have too many to spend here, but gotta be wise. Missed it. There are 3 pushes in a row. So then there was Two Live Crew, and I remember I was like, they were like, you know, have you heard rap? And I was like, yeah, man. Run DMC had a song called You Be Illin'. And, yes? You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm streaming here, but you can come over here. It's all right. Time out, everybody. This is my son, Mason. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
What are you going back to normal for?
I have class tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, be safe.
All right. Love you.
All right. Love you too. Sorry. I thought he was staying the night, but apparently he is not. My son is attending college about 45 minutes away. Uh-oh. And so he dropped in today, but he's got class tomorrow, so he's going back. I don't think he's ever willingly played a Commodore 64 game. I'm sure at some point I've sat down and played stuff with him, but he's right now a big Nintendo Switch guy. You know, there was a time where he's mostly a PC gamer, to be honest with you. First-person shooter, you know, all that kind of stuff. He did Minecraft for a while, and you know, I think like all kids, he's 19 now, so he was right at that age when Pokemon hit. So there was a lot of Game Boy Pokemon stuff going on, you know. Oops. What's the deal? Oh, something's messed up. You see this? The Sprite collision's not working. Maybe it's because there's too many people on top of each other or something. That was weird. I don't know that I've experienced that before. I hopped over to purple in case you didn't see that. But anyway, to wrap up, no pun intended, the rap discussion. It was like I went in a very rapid amount of time from you know, people like LL Cool J squishing people like jelly beans, you know, to Two Live Crew, which was inappropriate, not age appropriate for me to be listening to. And then right after that was NWA, and you know, it was just like literally as a you know, a young teenager, going from, you know, a guy that would crush you like a jelly bean to a video of guys with AK-47s talking about you know, actually I guess my transition right before that was Ice-T. And I had his a couple of his albums, and it was definitely eye-opening, you know. I mean, that was the era, right, where all of a sudden it was Ice-T, and it was NWA, and it was you know, Boys in the Hood came out, and it was this whole different view of that world, you know, a part of a country and a lifestyle and things that I was just not, you know, I mean, I lived my whole life in Oklahoma, so, you know, hearing all these stories about South Central LA and stuff like that, that was very, very, very foreign to me. And I know that, of course, some of it was exaggerated and things like that, but, you know, a lot of it was not, you know, and it was, so it was very eye-opening for me as a kid. And I mean, there was a lot of my friends that, you know, were like, oh yeah, we gotta get our Raiders gear. I had a Raiders hat. I had a that's not good. Yeah, I think you know, the funny thing is, oh, I didn't mean to kill you, buddy. I wanted to get on your head. Well, let's try it. That's good. That's good. And if there's a... Yeah, he countered me. Well, hey, we won. The thing is that my gateway into rap, I think, for the most part, was the Fat Boys, you know, which were, you know, deemed pretty harmless. You know, I mean, their big song was, I mean, the first song I heard of theirs was the Jailhouse Rap, and it was how they all went to jail for eating too much. they broke into the refrigerator. There's one whole verse where the guy, he basically gets arrested because he goes to a pizza place and eats too much and then refuses to pay the bill. So that was my gangster rap, was guys that overate at buffets. It is. It's literally, you know, it's a silly. Of course, then later, you know, they did Wipeout, the crossover with the Beach Boys, and you know, stuff like that. So they were, you know, in the big picture, they were pretty harmless. They were no 302 that would kill me. All right, I'm going one more. So, yeah, the Run DMC Aerosmith, you know, I mean, that was a big thing. All of a sudden, you know, their version of Walk This Way. And like I said, I'd been listening to stuff before that, but that was a big crossover for MTV, because then all of a sudden MTV started playing, you know, rap videos, and eventually, you know, you had Yo MTV raps and stuff like that. So, yeah. And then Will Smith, of course, that was a big thing because he was kind of accessible, you know. So, and then the Beastie Boys, which kind of really blew it up for. I mean, there's been a lot of studies and everything, but they were white, and MTV was like, "Hey, here's this rap act that's also white," and they played that, and then that really got called out, and it ended up. You know, I read there's a that was an example. Just then, I killed that guy by bouncing into him. I haven't been doing too much bouncing, but once they're damaged, you can sort of do that. If you would like, if Twitch won't cut me off, I will now perform License to Ill in its entirety. I would not do that, but I could, just know that. Because, as they say, mutiny on the bounty is what it's all about. Yeah, of course, every kid my age was all big into the Beastie Boys. But yeah, it was, I don't know, it seemed more fun, I guess, at that time, and harmless, but maybe it wasn't, maybe that wasn't a true representation, you know. So I had, like I said, there's some, I don't know what you would call it, more hardcore rap that I listened to a little bit, but like a lot of stuff, I just kind of aged out of it, you know. I kind of went as far as like Public Enemy, and I tried so hard. There was some Wu-Tang that I liked, but it was just really hard, you know, not to relate to the lyrics, but just to relate to the music. Like it was, I just came from here. What am I doing? Yeah, it just wasn't palatable to my ears, so to speak. What's funny though is, you know, I spent my whole life listening to my parents who listened to music from the 70s. And, you know, anytime I tried to share my music with them, they were like, oh, what is this noise? You know, this is terrible. And they just never could seem to grab onto new music, you know. And I'm going to check to see if I can get healed. Oh, I'm good. And what's funny is I was like, that'll never happen to me. And then it happened to me. I didn't want it to, but, you know, I got to a point where I was like my kids would turn on the radio and I'm like, what is this garbage? Beep, boop, boop, bop. Did they just cuss all the time? And so, yeah, eventually I became my parents. I think that's what happens to all of us. Look at this. This is a double with double energizers. That's going to be tough to beat, sir. There's a little Prince for you. Remember when the nastiest song you knew, maybe you didn't know it, was Darlin' Nikki, which I will not sing. But I remember hearing that and just being like blushing and being like, this is the nastiest song I've ever heard in my life. And now there are nastier songs than that on the radio every day. Do you see that? It's going to make me sound like an old man on the front porch, but I watched a little bit of the Grammys and my wife was like, oh, this is, and I was like, not for me. And I just left. I was like, not that I was offended, but I was just like, I was literally that old man on the back porch. And that old man is me. I was just like, this is not my stuff. I would have liked to have gone I would love to have seen Eric Clapton. I grew up listening, well, of course, my dad was a huge Eric Clapton fan. He was a huge, let's see. My dad was into Queen. He was real big into Blondie. And so those are all the first records I would borrow from him. I had borrowed his, you know, the first, I talk about this, I think I talked about this on one of my podcasts, but the first album that I got into was the soundtrack version of Tommy. And it was, which is, again, not age appropriate. I mean, you know, he's being, you know, at one point, like, molested by family members. And, you know, Tommy goes deaf, dumb, and blind because he sees his father's murder. And, I mean, it's a terrible story because I don't know that I got all of that stuff when I was a kid. But man, I loved the music. And of course, you get, because I had the movie soundtrack, not the original Who version, which means that you got, Eric Clapton doing, what is it? Sister Sally or, Be What You'll Be, and you get oh gosh, you get Tina Turner, you get the Pinball Wizard, you know, from Elton John. So it's really it was a good way to get exposed to a lot of different artists all at once. Hello. As a kid, I loved, I'm jumping topics here for a second, but as a kid, I loved Woody Woodpecker. And I hate early Woody Woodpecker cartoons, like in the 40s and 50s, where he looks all weird, like his head's all pointy. But then, you know, they do the 80s. I don't think they're 80s, but, you know, 70s maybe. You know, this is so weird that occasionally on the screen I'm playing on, I can't see the enemies, but I can see it on the OBS screen. That's weird. Anyway, there's one episode, I forget what it was, but one of the guys, he's looking for a woodpecker, and he goes up to Woodpecker, and he's like, "Are you a wood?" He's got a German accent. He goes, "Are you a woodpecker?" So I don't know why, but why the things that stick with us from our childhood, but occasionally, like on this game, I run into people, and then I go, "Are you a woodpecker?" And I shoot them because they are not the woodpecker. But Well, that's a fine welcome to the floor. All right, we're going for broke on this game. This is the last game. So I hope you guys. I hope I've done a good job of explaining Paradroid. Of course, you know, we have Eric from Pixel Gaiden. No, I don't. It's not Eric. There's somebody else. But one of my Patreon supporters goes by Paradroid. I mean, it is a game that just made a huge impact on lots of people, you know. And again, to have it, this is the one's bad. Let's try and we're going purple, and we're waiting for those. Okay, now we're gonna attack. Look at that. Show game, please me pinball. We're just hopping from head to head on this level. Golly gee, neither one of these are great. We're going yellow. That wasn't too bad, actually. Worked out pretty good. God, he did nothing. All right. Yeah. There'll be more hopping here in a minute. They're not too friendly. Just take it. Because everybody wants some. I want some too. Did you see that, I guess, Wolfgang Van Halen was upset that they did not give his father, Eddie Van Halen, a longer tribute during the Grammys. But then it's also come out that the people that ran the Grammys asked Wolfgang to play Eruption, which, let's do it. It's all or nothing. What do we got? The purple's kind of a mess. It's got to be yellow. All right, let's take the bottom. Go for the middle. What do we got? I mean, he's got like an unlimited thing. Oh, twice in one night. Now, are you a woodpecker? You are not the woodpecker. Oh, man, it feels so good. Yeah, he's, you know, I mean, the thing is, I'm sure he's a good musician in his own right. You know, I mean, I know he is. I thought, you know, oh, look at these punks hanging out in the break room. Sorry, fellas. Yeah, I mean, so he's definitely a good musician, right? It's kind of like Billie Eilish. Like I was talking about Billie Eilish to somebody the other day. Billie Eilish's mother, well, Billie Eilish and her, oh man, don't kill me. I'm looking for an elevator. I'm looking for, gosh, bless America. I'll take anything. I'll take anybody. This is really what I want, 139. How far we've fallen. Remember earlier there was a guy playing this that was a 999? Oh, wait, that was me. So Billie Eilish, never, her and her brother Phineas, who produces all their music, neither one ever went to traditional school. Their mother, we're going to be purple. We're going to take this guy. We're going to wait for a second, and then we're going to take that guy, and then we're going to hit one of these. Oh, that was stupid. I missed it. Anyway, her mother teaches, among other classes, her mother teaches songwriting. And so they grew up in a house where songwriting and creativity and all that was supported and encouraged. And so, you know, for years, so you take a kid that has some sort of musical talent, you put them in this thing where, you know, for 15 years, basically they're raised, you know, in that environment. And so you got to have both, right? You have to have the talent. You also have to have the environment, but that combination is going to output, you know, great, they're going to create great things. And so, you know, I think Wolfgang is obviously the same way. I mean, obviously he's inherited, you know, some of his dad's musical talent, and Eddie Van Halen was his dad. And I mean, he hung out all the time with Van Halen. And so, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that the kid is, I don't know if he's a prodigy, you know, like his dad was or whatever, but he seems to be pretty amazing. But then it's unfortunate that his, you know, kind of break or first exposure was taking over, you know, the bass duties of Van Halen, which Michael Anthony was already doing. So it's just kind of unfortunate he got thrown into that. You know, he's always going to be Eddie Van Halen's kid, whether he likes it or not. So that's just the way it is. But I don't know. We'll see what he does. We'll see what kind of artist, you know, if he turns into a lead, you know, a name. You know, do people say Wolfgang, or do they say Wolfgang Van Halen, or do they say Eddie Van Halen's kid? You know what I mean? So yet to be determined how that plays out. But he's definitely got the chops, and he knows how to write a song. But I don't know. Time will tell. So anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed Paradroid. This is, like I said, on several polls. It's always ranked in the top 10 Commodore 64 games, and like I said in that recent Retro Gamer poll or in the magazine, it was number one. So it's definitely a classic. So if you want to find out more details about the game, check out tomorrow's episode of Sprite Castle, which you can find. I never remember the master feed. I know it's on Anchor FM, but if you subscribe to all the Amigos podcasts, you can get it there. You can get it from my site, which is podcast.robohara.com. You can get it on iTunes. You can get it on Spotify. And you can get it on Hacker Radio, which is 105.8 FM if you live in Helsinki. And I don't really know if that's true or not. They tell me it's true, that they've put it into rotation on their technical radio station. But I've not gone to Helsinki to verify that. So, yeah. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I hope you give Paradroid a try, because it's a fun game. There are, like I said, versions for the Amiga. There's versions for the PC. Then there's a whole bunch of homebrew versions that have been released. There's iOS ones. There's all kinds of different versions out there. So thank you guys all for stopping in. By the way, I rebooted my machine and rebooted my router before we started, so I don't know what craziness I had going on yesterday with OBS crashing, but when I rebooted, it said that I had patches available, so maybe that's what was going on, so not too sure. But anyway, guys, thank you all always for coming in. It's just means the world to me that people would spend 5 minutes of their day listening to what I have to say and play video games. So I have a great time every single time. So thank you guys, and I will see you on the Discord, or see you on Twitter, or see you around. Thanks, everybody.